Greetings Marines, FiOth here, and in this guide, my second guide for the RECON class in Aliens Colonial Marines, we will be focusing on the CQW aspect of the RECON class. That is a class that's using rifles, either long-range DMRs and sniper rifles and SMGs or shotguns to utilize a plethora of reconnaissance and support tactics in order to contribute to the team. This build is more support oriented than my other build that I posted a few hours back. That's pure sniping, long range, damage, high DPS. This is more of a support and crowd control configuration as you saw in the opening clip. There are a few things that make this as effective as it is, so I'm gonna go into detail as always. Without further ado, let's get to it. First and foremost, I'm gonna indulge you and tell you what I'm using weapons wise. I do not use a shotgun for this one. I'm using the Barrage Flechette SMG. Any SMG will do. I also tried the M39, is great as well. If you prefer shotguns, it can work with shotguns. That's the great thing about builds in Fireteam Elite, is that you can use whatever weapon you like as long as your perks are in order. And for longer ranges, I'm using the halberd. I barely use rifles in this game up to this point, so this is like a 2-star here and the rest are pretty fresh. Twilight is very good, but it's long to very long distances, so I would suggest either the stock pulse rifle, that's pretty awesome, the halberd, the Kramer, whatever you have and you like you can use. Please focus on stability, reload speed and weak point damage. So let's go to the RECON perks. As always with these early days builds that I'm making, this relies mainly on perks and cores that you will find by leveling up RECON. We need a couple things that we're gonna lend from the demo, from the technician tree, to be precise, the CQW technician training. But apart from that, pretty much anything can be either bought from Park or will be unlocked by default by running RECON and leveling them up. So we'll start with PUPs from the left. This is a combination of utilizing the support drone and PUPs, but does not focus on support drones, improved defenses or healing. Now the healing can be pretty effective whilst mowing down fodder enemies and killing larger beasts, but the effect will not really compensate for the damage you will be taking from intense and onward. The kit you can get from Park that reduces all damage by 10% while standing in the drone's radius, I think is pretty laughable, because the damage dealt to you on later difficulty settings is ridiculous. 10% is not gonna save you. So what we're gonna do here is as follows. We get PUPs and rig it with Guard Dog. Sets your PUPs to defend an area, revealing and slowing nearby enemies. The Guard Dog will also periodically zap an enemy, dealing damage and stumbling them. This is amazing. You have to move in front of your formation for a couple of seconds just to cast it. It's a single button press cast. It will stay there with the long hold for plus 20% duration. This is very important. We want it there as long as possible. Then we will use threat detection. Activating PUPs increases your accuracy and stability by 50%. Now with SMGs, accuracy and stability means that you can mow enemies down really far off, like 30-40 meters if you're accurate and can control your gun with small controlled bursts. Next to that we go threat neutralization. Getting a headshot kill on a revealed target recharges your ability by 15%. Everything that's affected by PUPs is a revealed enemy. Any headshot kill on them is 50% of your timers, and that timer will affect support drone. PUPs will not be affected because the recovery of an ability starts counting towards having it back after it's been deactivated. Bottom line here, distracting howl PUPs now also slows affected enemies by 30%. Oh my god! You can imagine that's gonna do with the masses of fodders that come stumbling towards you. The technician CQW is something we want for increased reload speed and accuracy, paired with RECON CQW for exactly the same thing, and then on either of those we can stick RECON CQW Mastery and RECON CQW Expertise. Fire rate, handling, ADS movement speed, and CQ on CQWs by 10%. Range and weak point damage on CQWs by 15%. Pretty insane stuff. Again, the bottom line, got your back. Killing an enemy that's attacking a teammate instantly reloads you and your teammates equipped gun. In close quarter scenarios, the fodders always attack someone, guys. By mowing them down, you will rarely have to reload, and if you're far away or happen to empty your click at the worst possible moment, your reload time will be ridiculous with the configuration we have here if you have your correct stuff on your guns as well. Back in the fight has to be attached to got your back, so you need them both and you need 4 nodes to put them in. Got your back also reduces the remaining recharge time for you and your affected target's abilities by 10%. You kill an enemy protecting an ally, you reload your gun 10% of your timers. Insane stuff. For our support drone, we want the quick charge 3. Why we want that? Because it's just 3 nodes, and after the support drone is done, we want it back as soon as possible. Why is having the support drone handy important? You will be hosing down so much lead with this build, it will be impossible to get back and get restocked all the time. You want it back to have it on the floor, popping out ammo. If you run dry before you can recast it and get ammo, just switch to your primary auto rifle, assault rifle, pulse rifle, or whatever, and do some work with that until you have your drone back. This carried me throughout the whole run of Intense that I did, and I started Intense whilst my Recon was like level 1, and I topped at level 8 by the end of Regicide. So use this if you want to be a support Recon that can lock down an area with pops, debuff the enemies to death, mow them down, and keep laughing whilst they're dying. Hope you found this useful. I always have a Technician turret build and a Recon sniper build that will be annotating by the end of this one. Sub, like, and share for more content. I will be covering everything in Fireteam Elite. Until next time, be well, stay frosty, and always strive for perfection. Cheers!